One of the most explosive moments on GB News unfolded when businessman and political activist Adam Brooks clashed head-on with former Labour MP Bill Rammell. What began as a debate over Britain's asylum crisis quickly turned into a blistering war of words. Brooks came out swinging, accusing politicians of lies, hypocrisy, and betrayal of the British people, while Rammell pushed back, insisting the facts told a very different story. The spark that ignited this fiery confrontation was a shocking case of a so-called refugee whose crimes sent shockwaves across the country. Tempers rose, accusations flew, and the studio transformed into a charged battlefield of...
Did you know over 95% of our viewers aren't subscribed? Subscribing is free and helps us create more great content. Hit subscribe now and join our community.
Are slightly less likely to commit sexual offences than British nationals.
One in four sexual assaults is by a foreign man. Fact.
You go and look online at the Sky News analysis of the statistics.
That was debunked. Sky messed it up. They had to put a footnote. Bill, go online now.
One in four foring men. One in four sexual assaults is by a foreign man. That is a fact, Bill. Come on, let's
but Bill,
Adam, let's come to the practicality of this issue, and you do have to bear the consequences of your actions. Either, until we can dramatically reduce the numbers, either you put people in hotels, or you put them in houses of multiple occupation, or you put them in detentors.
Yes,
detentors. We build them quick.
And every single one of those would be opposed by local residents and local politicians.
Well, there must be air bases that are not near villages that we can fence up, put tents in, and that will also act as a deterrent to those still waiting to come over.
And so, in James Cleverly's constituency in Braintree, when the use of a military facility was proposed, he and others
But the difference is, Chloe, just before I come to you, the difference is at RAF Wethersfield in Braintree, they are allowed out into the community. They get bused, they get free bus. I've been there. They put buses and coaches on for the migrants to come out. They go into Essex, they go shopping with their Aspen cards and their 40 quid. They're allowed to roam the streets. I spoke to a couple of people from RAF Wethersfield who lived down the lane. They said these migrants were smoking cannabis, defecating down the lanes. So the difference, I argue, with this introduction tonight is put them in detention centres where they are not allowed to leave.
And they would be opposed by local politicians.
I don't think as much as...
Not if they're not allowed.
I mean, you have NIMBYs everywhere, and people will oppose anything, any kind of building being put up. But I think that there is a big difference if residents don't have as much concern about the safety of their children, women and girls, and people getting up to no good in the communities. But I don't deny for a second that this is going to be chaos if we have every single hotel across the country trying to do this. But I actually welcome that, because that chaos, where the Home Office realises if we keep having crazy numbers of people coming across the channel every single day and we can't figure out where to house them, I think that will give them the kick up the backside that they need to actually do something to stop the boats from coming. You've already seen, I know this isn't stopping boats, but you've seen this is force them to put out this sudden announcements where they say, oh, we're going to change how we process the asylum appeal so that we can try and speed that up to get them out of this taxpayer accommodation. But isn't it convenient exactly when that's been announced? I think that this has given them a bit of a push.
But sorry, it's been months in the planning, and it's a detailed, complicated change that I wholly welcome, because one of the pull factors for asylum seekers coming to this country is the fact that you arrive, you fail in your asylum application, you then go into the appeal long grass, and it can be years before your case is dealt with. That acts as a pull for people to get to this country.
They know that they're using the ECHR, I think it's Article 8. Even if they're denied asylum, we still have to house them. We still have to house them and still have to feed them. That should end. Greece is already saying no migrants now, and they're going to detain them for 5 years, or they're going to deport them. We need the tough talk, but that's not going to happen when we've got a human rights lawyer as our Prime Minister. He's only going to get weaker, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, Tuesday, Reform UK have their big song and dance bill announcement about detention centres, no right to appeal. They'll be not allowed to leave these detention centres. They'll be shipped off to the likes of Ascension Island in the South Atlantic. So, I mean, are you concerned as a Labour man about Reform's rhetoric on that? That's coming Tuesday.
I don't actually think it's practically deliverable. But in terms of Ascension Island, one of the things I'm in favour of is the government proactively looking at offshore processing, whether it's the Ascension Island, whether it's the Balkans. No, but Rwanda was about the permanent relocation of applicants. Offshore processing is that you're sent immediately to that offshore country and your claim is processed there. And if you then have the right to come to the UK, you can come.
Oh, I just wonder how many more young girls are going to be raped or assaulted before this problem is sorted out. How many? What's the limit? Anybody got a number? How many is acceptable?
I don't think the offshore processing will be set up before 2029, Ben, that's for sure.
Really quickly, last one.
The schools go back in 2 weeks. My niece that goes to St John's in Epping isn't allowed into Epping High Road because of these migrants.
What a joke. That's the government. Governments of all colours and all names. You know, I'm not going to just pin it on Labour because it's been happening under the Tories as well, but it's disgusting what's being allowed to happen, and it makes me weak.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Next UK, your go-to for real stories and sharp analysis.